Okay, it's live.
Good.
So today in the meeting, I guess we're showing our JSON and QC-JSON, and Nick is going to show us her code on servlets. If she's ready, or
Me?
who wants to start
I'm
first?
ready. I can try. Give me a second so I can share my screen. A second. Guys,
Yes?
There we go.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. A little bit about Java servlets. Servlets are programs that run on the web or application server, and they are between requests coming from a web browser or other HTTP and databases or applications on the HTTP. Using servlets, you can collect input from user through web page forms, present records from database or another source, create web pages dynamically. I'm using the Tomcat server, and it's to run it, except sometimes it destroys my servlet. Then it again, I don't know why, but it is what I have. What I want to say about servlets. Servlets can be created using the Javax servlet and Javax servlet HTTPS, which are standard part of Java's Enterprise Edition, an expanded version of Java class library that supports large development projects. Java servlets have been created and compiled just like in Java classes. After you install the packages and add them to your computer class path, you can compile servlets with the dedicated Java compiler or any other compiler. And a servlet lifecycle can be defined as the entire process from its creation to the following are by servlet. So here is my servlet. Here I have the doPost method and doGet method. When I will run my, we'll see this map. Also, I have file where I have a message that the person he wants to invoke the my servlet, he needs to click here. Also have the web file, the name and a class of the servlet. If you want to create the servlet, first you need to install the DK on your computer. Second, you need to download, for example, server as Apache Tomcat. I also installed the monitor Tomcat, and also you need to have Intellij, the last edition. What I need to buy another one. And when you write down the, simply run it over here, then load it to the, for me it's Chrome. And you will see the message. It takes a long time. So if I will click here, you will see a message. Here is the message. And also I can show you how I have created my servlet. So you need to go to File, it takes time. So File, New. So if you want, you can move with me. My computer works pretty slow.
No problem.
So as I told you before, first you need to have the Intellij Ultimate. Brother Larson, he gave us an idea how we can install it as students. Oh, it's here. So then you need to go to Java Enterprise, select the project. I have the last version and Java EE version and the application server. Installed.
Oh, she left. I can't hear anything.
And she's gone.
Yeah. I thought it was my computer.
The schools can't buy us good computers. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your computer froze. It stopped circling. Stopped doing the loading.
Which one?
Oh, her computer looked like it stopped loading what she was trying to do and just gone.
Yeah. Okay.
wonder if she's going to make it back.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, she's here.
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I just found out of our meeting. So, what was the last words that I...
Well, you were in your many options in your Intellij trying to create a new project, and that's where it stopped.
Yeah, it just froze and goes on.
I will try again.
Okay.
It will not work.
She left again.
Well, that's no good.
Hmm.
Another couple minutes of awkwardness. Is it her computer or?
It's probably her computer or maybe a bad connection.
Oh boy, no.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey Vicky, can you hear us? Nope. She left again. Well.
It's horrible. Testing, 1, 2, testing.
I'm trying to play with my older computer with what's the HTTP URL connection, but I haven't used that computer for like a year. I can't remember where I put all my stuff.
Oh, that's not good. We might have to scrap this one and
Well, I have the file, but I have a couple copies of the same thing and different versions of the same thing. And I don't know which one works. I have to look at each of them and figure out what I did. Because what she would. Okay, there she is.
I'm here, but I'm using my cell phone right now since my computer is stuck. And maybe I will try using my cell phone and to use a video so I can film my computer. Maybe here. We'll see. I just need a couple more seconds. Sorry, it drives me crazy.
That's okay.
we understand.
I'm trying to be patient, but sometimes it doesn't work.
You don't want to throw it yet?
It's still stuck. So, like, if you want, you can go along with me. I can tell what you need to do. So, as I told you, you need to use the Intellij Ultimate. Download the JDK and the Tomcat server. And also, I loaded the monitor called Tomcat, so it helps with my servlet. Then you need to create the new file. You need to go to the new project, Java Enterprise. Make sure that you have the project SDK, the right Java E version, and to make sure that you have your application server have check mark when it's a web application. And when you are done with your project, you will see the your project with folders such as ID, out, source, web, and you need to do the right click on the source folder, new, and create the servlet and give it a name. For example, it could be as I have the servlets example, and you will see a new file with do get and another method, and then you need to type give me a second, I think. So, for example, your servlet will have two methods, the do get. And since we are working with, for example, Chrome and other, I know how to say it in Russian, but I forget the word in English. Browsers. So you need to use HTML.
We need to use what?
The getWriter method. What again?
Because I couldn't hear you. What you said?
I said that for your servlet, you need to work on the doGet method.
Mm-hmm.
It should be protected and void. And since we are using browsers for our server, we need to have a print writer inside our methods.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I can show you. It's still stuck. I think I need to restart my computer. So, and inside the doGet method, we need to type the right print line, and inside those we need to type our sentence like that we want to see inside our browser, like to have a body with HTML language. Then you need to focus on the web XML file, and inside of this file we need to write down the name of our servlet and the name of the class of that servlet, and also the URL name. Then we can rebuild our project and create the artifact. For it, you need to right-click on the project, then select Open Model Settings, then click Artifact. On the middle of the window, you will see the green plus sign, when you can add your new artifact type, and select the web application archive, and then you can run the project using the Tomcat server. I think it works. Come on. I was wrong. It's still stuck. And you saw the message on my browser that I had, and the link. Give me a second. Brian, can you share your QC.json so I will restart my computer?
Yeah.
So I can show. Because I don't know. Usually it's much better than today.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Sorry, and I will stay here since I'm using my cell phone, so I can hear you. And I hope that I will see your screen.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, JSON, this is my JSON file. And since we used JSON and Java beans before, I combined those files or created a new bean and used it in my JSON. So in this one, right here in this line, it says patient bean because that's what I have for my bean. It's called patient bean. So I created a new bean with this information and also a new JSON string which has this format. So first I create a hash map and put the each value you have to store it in that hash map. So for example, maybe I have it somewhere. That's this one. So let's take a look at my bean. So that's my private variables, my constructors, and this parse method to see it as a string right here below. So let's create a hash map to store each key and value data from a JSON string. So to store each of these values in that hash map, you have to do like this hash map inside your parentheses to parse it and use the parse method which parses all your JSON string. I think it's JSON string as a Java string, or it's back, or it's one of those. And here I have a new variable that I will store whatever value is in that name. So here it will say Bob, and then whatever I have here, all these values, and you have to parse it as a string to be able to save it. Because otherwise, if you don't parse it, you will have a JSON string. And then I created also another different bean, and I wanted to display it. And then for the happy pets, I used the stringify and parse methods and a couple of master paths for that. So in my catch and tries, I have, like for example, use the stringify or stringify this bean or person bean and save it and display it. And what happens when you stringify a bean, and I will run it after when I'm done explaining it. And what happens when you stringify and put null? There's nothing, so it doesn't do that because that doesn't exist. Or when you try to stringify an empty string, it can't stringify because it's just like it's already an empty string. And stringify, I think it converts a JSON string into Java string, but this is like already a string. So what happens when you try to stringify a string, an actual string, or a negative integer. That's what I meant. It doesn't do it either. Or when you parse an integer with a negative, so it can't parse it, and it just throws an null pointer exception. Or you want to parse an integer and you pass an empty string. It displays a null format exception when you parse in a null. It displays a null format exception also, because you cannot do that. And when you run it, let's run this first. Well, what happened here? She left. Well, the first thing that it's displaying my bean that I created, then it's displaying a valid JSON string that I have, which is this one. And then the third line, this is valid patient bean is my other bean. That's this one. Because I'm creating a new bean from an actual JSON string that I put inside a hash map, and then get the values for each hash map to create a new bean, and that's why it's displaying that. And then right here for the nasty cats, when you stringify a null, it just doesn't exist. It doesn't do that. And then for the empty string, you stringify an empty string, and you see this result just an empty string because there's nothing to do there. And for the negative integer, it just displays the negative integer as a string, but it's already a string. And same here for the parse integer. It actually parses this string into an integer, and it displays a negative 62, which is weird because I thought that there was something different. So for this one, when you parse an empty string, that's where you get a number format exception. And when you parse int and null, you get also number format exception. And I think Vicky left. Oh, she's back. So
I'm here.
Okay. Did you miss anything?
What about?
Okay, I'll explain that again. I have a bean that I created, and then I created also a JSON string. So that's the format for a JSON string. And created a new hash map, and I want to store each of these keys and values or the whole string, but separating each, like if it was the name, the key, and above the value, something like that, and I want to store it somewhere, I have to use a hash map because that's what it looks like. A JSON string is like a hash map. So once it's saved, I want to create a new bean or Java bean using whatever I saved from a JSON string, which is in that hash map that I created. So I'm pulling all those keys and values, and with those keys and values, I'm creating a new bean. So that's why I had to do the string here to change it from JSON string to Java string to be able to use it. to create my bean here.
Mhm.
And then he just displaying the results for that. And here you have a stringify method that will parse and or converts whatever the strings value. In this case, for my bean object into a JSON string. So stringify converts any Java string into JSON string, and then since I want to convert that bean, which is an object, and display it here, so it says valid page in bean. When you run it, it will display this. So when you try to stringify and put no, you get no here, like right here. Or when you stringify an empty string, you get an empty string back because it's a string. It doesn't have anything else. Or when you stringify a negative integer, so it returns the same thing. It doesn't stringify that negative integer, but when you want to do the parse integer to parse it into that string into integer, it will actually do it. I don't know why I have that comment there. And when you want to parse an integer and put it pass an empty string, I have it. So you get a null format exception because it can't do anything because there's nothing to parse. And when you want to parse an integer and put null there, you'll also get a null number format exception. So do you have any questions for just the JSON? Because I'm gonna talk about my Kissy JSON.
I don't have.
So for Kissy JSON, again I have a new bean here, and in this time I created a new file. So when you create a file, you have to use a class file and then to name a new file and wherever you want to save it. So I'm putting that in my source file. And this time I want to create a new file and print or write a new bean and put it into that. Just a second. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to write a bean into a new file. So you have to have your file output string, because you remember you have two wrappers, the file output and the input stream. So here's the wrappers, so the file output, and pass in my file, and then the output, which I'm going to pass my stream, and then this method, the write object, I want to write my bean person that I have, or page in whatever, Java bean. So here in this other catch and try, I have another way or how to read a JSON file. I mean, a JSON file, which I named it Jeff Patient Bean. So again, I have my file that I'm going to read, and since JSON strings are like hash maps, so you create a hash map and call the read object method to be able to read the object in a hash map. So I create a new bean and pass that hash map there. So do that, and then the close method. And if you don't put the system that out print line, you won't see anything. So I want to be able to see what it looks like. And for the nasty paths, when you write null to a JSON file, it doesn't write anything. It only creates an empty JSON file. So the only thing you have to change is pass in to create a new file and put null when you write when to write to the object. And when you write an empty string to a JSON file, you do the same thing. You just pass the empty string. And you have also to create a file. I'm not sure yet. Okay. So when you try to write JSON to a file that you don't have permissions to that file, you have to change your permissions to that file to be able to do that. So you will have to maybe take out your permissions from your your admin account in your computer. Otherwise, it will still be able to read it. And when you do that, it will throw the permission denied or file not found exception, because it can't read the file without permissions. So when you want to read a text file, instead of let me plug in my computer before the battery runs out. Okay, so in my let's see, not JSON patient bit, that's what I called it. It's this one. So I decided to put a JSON string and then a normal nothing, just hello, and then a Java string or a string, and then a new page in a new Java bean. So in this case, it only reads the first line that I have because that's the only JSON. The other are not JSON, so it can't read those lines. And the last thing, when you try to read a file that you don't have permissions, because the other was you trying to write to a file that you don't have permissions, you also get the permission denied or file not found exception. What happened here? Yes, so when you run it, let's say that you created a new file called, this is the new file, and it wrote the bin that I wanted to write to a new file. So it created that file, and also the empty string, it wrote the empty string to a JSON file. And then the no patient, it just didn't do anything, just created that empty file. And I moved my other files that I removed my permissions to my desktop because I had problems if I put those files in my project. So that's why I coded or put the path for my desktop where I have those files, and without those permissions, that's where it threw those two errors for those two files when you try to read or write to those files. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Oh, she left again.
She's gone again.
I don't want to explain that again, so she'll have to
She'll watch the video.
look at. Yeah, she'll watch the video. Okay, let's see. She'll probably have to explain her code again later on Wednesday if her computer works.
Yeah.
Let's just wait for her and maybe tell her to.
Just
Let's.
a little bit ago.
Yeah.
It's too bad it doesn't timestamp it.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work, well, maybe she can record herself and put it on
Yeah, I've got.
the group.
I guess I could do that next time. Someone keeps leaving. Just every time they leave, go. That way we can get timestamp. All right. Well, I gotta run anyway, so.
Yeah, so I'll just post
Yeah,
a message for her.
Yeah.
I got glass in my head.
Oh, she's here. Hey,
All right.
Vicky.
I'll be back in a little bit. My daughter just got glass in her foot, so.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Hey, Vicky.
Yeah.
So I don't have to
Sorry.
leave. No problem. So
You need to leave?
Adam left already. He had to leave.
Okay.
And I also have to leave, but since you have problems with your computers, let's try to do that on Wednesday. And if in case it doesn't work, maybe if you can record it so that we can see that later.
Okay. So I will try to do it on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
If it will not work, so I will record it. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think that I need to buy a new computer. It's hard.
And I'll try to have the HTTP URL ready. I just have to.
Before you will leave this meeting, we need to write down in our meeting notes.
Yeah.
Other guys know our plans for Wednesday.
So let's see.
Do you want to share your screen and type couple words? I'm just afraid to go on another tab.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. So today's at 7:10. Yeah. So it was. Let's see.
I will try again represent planning for Wednesday.
Yeah. So it was a servlet. So was Vicky send servlets. Adam on Hibernate. And I will present on
HTTP URL connection. And I will also represent the PC JSON since I didn't have chance to do this today.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you can type after Adam, comma, because he will present the Hibernate 2.
Who?
After Adam,
Mm-hmm.
comma, another sentence, the Greg.
Okay. Greg percent on Hibernate also.
Mm-hmm.
For like
My
when
computer.
when I did my I think so, yeah, my servlet before. I don't remember why, but I think we needed to have a couple of his files from his GitHub, because in my code I have something called a file called speak handler and JSON echo servlet, and yeah, for some reason I have those files that I was told to use those before, but I haven't been able to see that through the whole thing yet because I just turn on my computer and I haven't used it for like a year.
It's okay.
And for like also the HTTP URL, you will have to use the different projects and run them at the same time, and also run Tomcat and try to shut down Tomcat to see what it does. So I'll try to look at it later and tomorrow too, and maybe have it ready for Wednesday.
It's pretty easy to download the Tomcat and connect to the Intellij since we have the Ultimate right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that you will have a good day today.
Yeah, you too.
So see you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
Yeah. Bye-bye.